It's like Spotify Wrapped, but everything's gay, and we don't support ICE. Howdy hole! Happy New Year, and welcome back to Whole Chat, a girl love and boy love podcast that is both gay and tired. With me, of course, is someone who is hot, sleepy, and ravaged by the holidays. Keelz.
Boy, I wish you warned me about that cold open. I thought I was going to lose my shit.
Hey, I'm about to lose my shit. But, which, by the way,
Oh.
I know you can listen to this podcast on Spotify. We always advertise it on Spotify. We are in the process of trying to kind of shift that over and give a different link. So we're clear, since it's on Spotify, you can listen from wherever. We will start posting like the other links that you can use to listen to it instead. But hosting on Spotify is free. And that's why I'm doing it. Because pretty much everywhere else will ask you to jump through hoops or host it yourself. And it is incredibly free. So it'll be hosted there, but we'll try to give links to other places or whatever, like kind of try and divert that traffic and stuff. But hey, there's a lot of shit going on already, and it's just the beginning of 2026. So here we are. Yeah, holiday happened. We are now both exhausted.
Yeah.
We took a break. It wasn't a break. I told you. She's hot and she's sleepy.
It's not even that I'm sleepy. My soul is tired.
Yeah.
My soul is drained and tired.
It's an existential kind of time, you know?
Yeah.
Well, everyone is doing, or has already done, like a rap style end of the year thing. And since we didn't have enough episodes to do this last year, we are jumping on that bandwagon this year. Because I think we only had like
a few episodes
8 episodes out maybe at the beginning of last year, which is not enough to do a rap on. But we're going to say like, hey, I had a great time. Once.
I said one episode. I guess this was good.
Yeah.
The other ones hurt me.
Yeah, so now that we're got a full, like, you know, back catalog to kind of look at, I figured this is going to be the time. But it's also like a really good time to reflect and make plans for where this podcast is going this year and all the introspective shit that you do during January. So why the fuck not?
Mm-hmm.
It's our time to be deliciously annoying about things that we liked this year. So the plan is we're each going to go over our top 5 comics we covered this year. So we'll kind of go back and forth. Keelz will say, you know, number 5. I'll say my number 5, that sort of thing. And then we're going to chat back and forth about them. And I also asked Keelz to prepare like a little wish list at the end, because me setting goals doesn't matter. I'm going to read smut all year regardless. But I was curious what she would like to see and, you know, little hopes that she has.
It's funny because it feels like this wish list is for what I want you to read to tell me about.
I mean, yeah, kind of, because like I've legit just been going over some old bangers or like new favorites that I found and that sort of thing. A lot of the comics we've read in the last year, or that I've covered in the last year, have been things that I read sometimes up to 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Oh no, it's 2026. Some of these comics I read in like 2016, 2017. So they're old classics. Some of them are like getting like a renewed interest, maybe because of books coming out or something like that. But truthfully, I have a lot of these are older. So it makes sense to go ahead and ask, you know, what you want. So that's kind of the plan. We're just going to be going over our own personal top 5s, a little wrapped for our year. With that in mind, this episode is not going to be spoiler free. It's pretty much going to be the exact opposite of that. So if there is something you haven't read or finished yet, you may want to put a pin in this or pause or whatever, because we're going to go for that. Obviously, like, if Killing Stalking's on the list, I'm probably going to talk about a major plot point to Killing Stalking. You know what I mean? Like, we're wrapping up. You've technically heard this. It's that sort of thing. This episode is, however, script-free, so apologies for my ongoing brain frog. I only have an outline.
Ongoing brain frog?
Fog! Jesus! See what I mean? Okay. Girl, please. So I've got, like, a little outline on my list, and, like, Keelz has got, like, a little list going on. I mean, that's pretty much it, so congratulations.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be... This podcast will still be edited, but will it seem like that? I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
But are you ready, my dude?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am a little tired. Like, once you said I was tired, there's a brat inside me that goes, no, I'm not. And then the rest of me is like, I'm so tired.
Bitch,
so worn down.
It's the beginning of January. Shit sucks.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So let's go. Whole chat. Tight 5, 2025. Workshopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whole chat, tight 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had to say it aloud myself to absorb that because I was like, what the fuck?
The tightest 5 episodes that we covered this year. All right. I'm gonna let you go first because I have a top 5 and I have 3 honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
So do you have an honorable mention or anything that you want to get out?
I have one honorable mention. One honorable mention for my list that I literally just got off my list was Road Queen. I'm not a comedy enjoyer. Like, I like a comedy every now and then, but I don't super love a comic that is purely comedy. So, like, Road Queen is not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It is an amazing comic. I am so glad it exists. I'm glad that it's a fun lesbian story, a fun Yuri with some silly shit that you can just fucking enjoy instead of having to deal with, like, toxic lesbians or dead lesbians.
Yeah, toxic or doomed.
Toxic or doomed, for real. So, like, I love Road Queen for existing. But, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not, again, a comedy comic is not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm over here looking for serial killers and, like, romance that is maybe a little too over the top. Like, oh, he's crying in the rain. Like, give me that shit. That's what I want sometimes. I'm not saying comedy isn't good in, like, moments. But if it's purely comedy, then I'm normally not about it.
Yeah.
But, like, Road Queen is, like, a fantastic story. It's got some fun, amazing vibes. There's a lot of... I make a lot of Pokemon jokes, but, like, one of the main characters literally is, like, Fujiko coded from, like, Lupin the Third, and I love her. So it's a very cool comic. It's almost on the top 5, but because I simply don't enjoy comedies and therefore have not really given this comic a hard read, I couldn't include it on the top 5. But I do recommend that if you want a nice, soft Yuri, something that's fun and funny, that does actually have a baby plot, and it's a fun plot, and that you're not going to be like, oh, my life is over by the time you're done reading it, please go read Road Queen.
Hard agree. I back that up because Road Queen's not on my list either, but it is a really great comic. And I think anybody who makes something just to make their partner laugh, which was one of the main driving forces behind making it, that's gonna be good.
I think that's the sweetest thing ever. And, like, again, it's like a wonderful comic. And there's a lot of, like, good stuff in there. But I know me. I can't watch a comedy movie, and I'm not into comedy movies or comedy comics. Because my issue is I get secondhand embarrassment really hard. So if someone, like, tripped in public, I'm going to hide my face like it happened to me. I die when there's a Will Ferrell movie on because he is all about the cringe comedy, and I'm sinking into my chair wanting to disappear. I can't live like that. So that is pretty much why I avoid comedies because I feel it as if I'm the one doing it.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah. I have 3 honorable mentions. I'm not going to go that deep into it because...
I went deep because I have 1, but you have 3.
I have 3.
And I'm like looking at you like, girl.
Listen, this podcast is entirely about me telling you about stuff that I like for the most part. Yeah. So me trying to narrow that shit down to a top 5 is like pulling teeth.
I'm sure.
Without anesthesia. It is painful. So I really probably needed a top 10, but that would be stupid too, so whatever. But honorable mentions for me are Hate Mate, because that's still one of my favorite comics that I've read. It's such a weird fucking thing. It's so young adults, teenagers trying to figure themselves out. It feels like a Blink-182 song. But I also just love that the big in for Hate Mate is the guy who's being wishy-washy about, like, do I like the main character or not? Let me lead him on. Just has to suffer. Like, he doesn't... He gets what he wants, like, career-wise, but he just suffers. He never gets the love that he wants. He gets rejected multiple times, and he has to deal with the fact that it's like, yeah, you don't get what you want. You didn't try for it. You're too much of a coward.
Yeah, this is like, got that guy that was like, boss, I saw you with another man, and
Yeah.
I have a crush on you.
Yeah, he's into his female boss and was being super weird. And I was like, you're being so cringy. And your boss also thinks you're gay for your best friend, you fucking weirdo. Like, yeah, so Hate Bait's up there. Always rating here. Buy the fucking book. It's out right now. That's gonna be my thing again. Buy the fucking book. It's so good. It's so sweet. Buy the fucking book. Go read their other comic that's currently going, Electric Bones. We just recently did an episode on it, so I don't need to go forever, but it is one of my favorites. I was just given the book for Christmas.
Yes, by
I'm
me.
so excited.
By me.
I could not be hornier and harder about it.
It's a beautiful book too. Like it's so pretty. It's so nice. Like, I don't know. I'm really drawn in by the soft cover and like the art of it. I don't know. It's really nice. So it's a very pretty book.
It's amazing. And then my third honorable mention is Made in Heaven. Made in Heaven only doesn't make the top because it basically sits outside of the scale because it is a girl love, but I'm sucked in for everything else. There could be more girl love in it, and that's the only knock I can give is I wish there's more girl love in it. But damn if it's not a good story. So it just makes it because it ruined my life for several weeks. That's why. But yeah, so those are my 3 honorable mentions. I kept the list very small, you see.
Okay.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 for this year is a comic I have actually not read. Most of the comics that are on my list, I went and read as soon as she was done telling me about them.
Sucker.
This is one that I was not going to read, and I knew I was not going to read it, even though it fills in a requirement of mine, which is I like serial killers. So, my number 5 is Killing Stalking. It was our first episode. It was my first time going through this now kind of weekly torture where I hear about stories that maybe I'm horrified by sometimes. And I got to see clips of Killing Stalking. I got to find out what it was about and the relationship of it. Dog, it's great. I was drawn in. It was terrifying. There was so much going on in my head as I was experiencing that. But the number one thought in my head was, I ain't reading this. And I am not reading it. But the experience of hearing about it gets it a top 5 because I talk about that episode like it happened yesterday. I'm like, man, I saw like this image of this boy getting like thrown down a basement and this guy's like, hey, I just gotta break your legs a little bit. What the fuck? And I mean, that's not even the worst scene. The worst scene for me personally is like the washing machine scene where he like opens the washing machine and it's full of dead bodies. Because he's having a mental breakdown because he is abducted. It's all fucked up. There's so much fucked up in it and I'm fascinated. But I can tell you what, I don't want to mix my love stories with killing and stalking. Let me tell you that.
Well, is it a love story if they've just both become codependent because of their own, like, mental health issues?
It's some sort of fucked up love. I would call this a toxic yaoi, but not in, like...
a normal way?
A normal way. This is like a special toxic yaoi.
It's, like, clinically toxic.
Yes. It is so fucked up. It's a very fucked up yaoi. It's a very fucked up story. But it's well written. The art that I did see is pretty great. They've got their own style. They definitely improved throughout. I've heard their sex, even if it's some of the most uncomfortable sex. So
Truly.
Good job for it having hole in there. But yeah, it's my top 5 because I can't stop thinking about the shit that you told me about. So
this is really funny because it's also my number 5.
Hey.
What you're saying about, oh, well, I can't stop thinking about it, that's kind of why it's my number 5. Because I'll tell you, I know it's published in book format. I'm not going to buy it. There's no part of me that wants to buy it. I would say that this is not even really in my general top 10, but it is iconic. It sticks with you. I remembered whole chunks of Killing Stalking, even though I hadn't read it in years. When I decided to write the episode, I had to reread it and then, like, skim through it again to write the episode. But I'm sorry, it's a banger. I had a blast telling you about it. I think it was one of the best things I could have started this podcast out with, just due to the sheer insanity of it all. But it's one of those stories that I feel like when you tell somebody, they want to know everything. They don't necessarily want to, like, when you're hearing a story and it's fucked up and you're like, oh my god, girl, no, for real. And you're like, but please tell me more. It feels like peak gossip, and it's great because no one gets hurt in the gossip because it's just a story that somebody wrote in a fugue state, I guess, or whatever.
You know, like, to give just a little insight that I'm okay with serial killers and romance aspects, like, so there is a comic called Deviant, and it is written by James Tynion IV, and the illustrator is Joshua Hickson, and that is an amazing comic about a serial murderer. And then, like, the question of, like, did the guy go to jail because he did the murder or because he was gay is, like, question one in the story. Because you never get a clear answer of who is this terrifying serial killer. And then there's the number two thing, which is, like, there's a comic artist who is interviewing the serial killer because he wants to tell a story about what it was like for him being a closeted gay man hearing about this murder. It's a very interesting story. There is some cool ass shit. There's twist after twist after twist. It ends great. There's a healthy relationship in it that has some weird shit. They're healthy, but there's some weird shit. And, like, this is amazing. I love this book. I plan to buy it when I can, but I'm trying to get my hands a hold of it. Again, I said Amazon or Barnes & Noble, but if I'm telling the truth, I want to buy it from a bookstore first. That's just me. But it's very good. It's very great. Art's good. Story's good. Wow.
Yeah, but
it is not killing stalking.
Because nobody in this story is getting their throat half slit. Like, getting, like, the lower portion of their jaw, like, cut back by the person that they're eventually going to be in a relationship with. You know, nobody's breaking their lover's legs and throwing them down the stairs. So, you know, there's a lot of things not happening in that story. It's a much different spin on this. But I think Killing Stalking is, like, a really good example of how the boy love genre has grown.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have had access to this when we were teens and early adulthood at all.
No, I think honestly, I think the weirdest thing that we had access to, and I mean it, was Gravitation. Because that had some weird shit in there.
And no, even that wasn't that weird in the grand scheme of boy love comics. It was pretty
But it was weird
normal.
for the day.
And even not weird for the day in that... what made it weird is that it functioned more as... it was a lot more like mainstream comics, mainstream comedy shoujo comics, but it was a boy love, and a lot of stuff wasn't like that at the time.
But what I mean about Gravitation being weird was, like, it also depicts, like, things that I don't think comics do now, like, unrealistic relationship. Like, there are, like, comics are comics, some of it's about, you know, whatever, but there are moments in Gravitation where it's like, this is so unrealistic as a part of a relationship that it's like it messes with you. And then also it's like it is one of the mini 90s comics that it's like, hey, rape happens but everything's fine. No.
It's also Gravitation's also weird because the anime is leaps and bounds better.
The anime is leaps and bounds better. And the manga is like, so if you go from the anime to the manga, you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Well, you know what? I will give it to the Gravitation anime specifically for being kind of a crazy thing. Only because they wrote a full fucking soundtrack for it. And the soundtrack is good.
It's a good
So
soundtrack.
that was kind of the peak that I think we had of a boy love, you know, franchise getting acknowledged and doing something pretty interesting. But still does not in the way that Killing Stalking is like, you know... Let's have a little true crime as a treat. Let's have some more true crime as more of a treat.
I like true crime comics. I have one that I want to purchase, and then there's literally one on my desk right now called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, an amazing watercolor comic about a serial killing teddy bear. You know, to each their own.
Yeah.
But, like, Killing and Stalking disturbed me in a way that, like, serial killer documentaries don't disturb me, you know?
Which is so funny because I think it is the most, like, experiencing what you would hear about in a serial killer documentary, because the whole thing with Sing-woo and being like, well, I've got these problems and I'm serial killing, but I'm living this double life of being this perfect person, but I have all this rage inside of me. And then finding out all the stuff about his mom and dad's relationship, and his dad became abusive. Like, so the
Yeah.
abusive childhood, the fucked up mom,
Right?
all that stuff.
It is,
That's
but
how
I
it
think
happens.
what makes killing and stalking, like, whoa for me was, like, that was the first kind of experience I had of it's through the killer's eyes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of documentaries that I listen to, they are about the killer, but not through their eyes. It's now more popular to have those type of documentaries out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't watch those because, like, I don't like feeling like you're weirdly rooting for a villain.
Right.
So I want to hear about a serial killer. I don't want to watch a documentary where it's like, hey, you are the serial killer, and this is how you felt when you did it.
Because
I don't want that.
That is the problem with killing stalking is I told you, like, I reached a point where I was like, well, let's Sang-woo and Boom actually just have their relationship, because Sang-woo's not killing people right now, and Boom is not stalking anybody. As long as they're together, I think it's a net positive. You know what I mean? So you're rooting for it to work out a little bit.
Yeah, no, there is, like, you're like, okay, yeah, I want, y'all just be together, because then maybe some fucked up shit can stop.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
that's kind of where you get. But again, like, I'm just, like, I'm not a stranger to, like, murder in books, bloody comics, but something about this one, I was like, I'm not touching it.
I mean, to be fair, I think there are just some, like, things that are normally story triggers for you that you wouldn't like either. That I ended up reading just because I was like, it's too fucking late now.
Right.
Can't do anything about it.
But I do love it when a story hits you with, oh, it's too fucking late now.
Yeah.
Like, one of the Crow books, The Crow Curer, or it might be Curar. I'm not sure how to say it. I think it's like a French word, but it means poison.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. It's about a little girl who becomes the Crow, and she works with a detective, but there is pedophilia in it, because that is what she is getting her vengeance on.
Mm-hmm.
Would not have read that, like, in college when I picked it up, because it was, like, it's very slappy in the face. Hey, this guy likes children.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's dead children. And it's, oh. It is a bit of a nightmare, and, like, but the art is beautiful. The emotions of it is fantastic. It's great. But it's not, this is, like, one of my comics, and I'm like, I'm not necessarily going to recommend it. I'm going to see how cool you are first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cool with a lot of things? Are you cool with being, like, flayed open a little bit? Mm-hmm. Okay, here's this comic.
Are you okay being miserable for, like, an hour and a half?
Are you okay? Are you okay, like, finishing a book and then having to have a little bit of a cry about it?
Do you need to, like, stare off into space afterwards? Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Are you okay with, like, being flinchy around anyone who looks like they might drive off with a child? Are you okay with flinching at people with mustaches?
Do you want to reorganize the very fabric of your brain?
But yeah, so that is some of the stuff I like, that I own, that I enjoy a lot. And then there's killing, stalking, and I'm like, this will not marry. This does not work for me. But because it gives me so many feels, it has to have a top 5.
Yeah.
Can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, that's, because I would say that this exists, like, the same way with Made in Heaven exists in its own kind of, it's outside the scale. I would recommend it to people. I would recommend Killing, Stalking to people. I will tell them all the trigger warnings on it, but I know a lot of little freaks that will just soak up anything. And so I would recommend this to a lot of my friends, because it's like, you gotta read it at least once. Even if you don't like it in the end, or if you're like, wow, that sure was a punch to my gut and pussy at the same time, you gotta read it at least once, I feel like. And I understand why it's gotten, like, all these awards and accolades, and why they're trying to make a movie out of it. I think the movie's gonna be fucking awesome if they get that off the ground.
They're gonna make a movie of this?
They're making, like, a live action movie of it.
I'm not watching it, but yay, good for them.
But I am.
I might watch it. We'll see. I probably won't, but, like,
but
I'm curious enough to look.
It's deserving of the praise that it's gotten, and I still recommend it, as long as you're okay with serial killing, stalking, and some other shit.
It is a walk-in trigger warning. You gotta be okay with a lot of shit.
I'd be okay with murder and gore, bro.
I honestly recommend, reading this and then, like, having something to end your night with. Something that's, like, real chill. Like, read this and then read a chapter of The Hobbit.
Read this and then watch, like, The Real Housewives. Like, petty drama.
Right,
drama
petty
that doesn't
drama.
matter.
Petty drama, yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Okay, so let's move on to our number 4.
Number 4. I changed this in my head as you were talking about something.
Uh-huh.
So my number 4 is Made in Heaven.
Okay.
I really loved Made in Heaven, though I feel a little when it says it's Yuri. Like, I snort through my nose, I make an ugly sound. It's barely a Yuri.
Yeah.
It's a Fresca of Yuri. It's a LaCroix.
Yeah, LaCroix
of Yuri.
Somebody was making Yuri next door while this comic was being drawn.
Yes. But you know what? The plot cooks, and it cooked good. Like, this was a comic that we did in 2 parts, and we actually had to record the episodes in 2 parts, too. Between those 2 recordings, I snuck off and read the comic. And so I had to pretend I hadn't read the comic when she was telling me the rest in part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could not wait. I was like, cool,
mm-hmm.
We're going to do the episode in literally 3 days. I can't wait that long. I'm reading it all now. And I read it all, and it's great. I mean, like, if you like Dante's Inferno,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna love this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's one of the very clever things that I think we do about stories is like, let's retell a story in a new way. So this is a retelling of part of Dante's Inferno with Made in Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did it with, like, Hades Town is the retelling of, like, Orpheus and Eurydice, and that's awesome. And there's all sorts of places that do it. Wicked is a new way to look at Wizard of Oz.
Or there's a boil out right now that is directly referencing Stephen King's Misery.
Yeah.
That's out, and it's pretty good, too, so...
Yeah. So, like, I like stories that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Made in Heaven is one of those things that it feels like against all odds, I love you. Because it kills my favorite character.
Multiple times,
It kills them multiple times, and they stay dead. They're one of the few people who do stay dead.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers. The main character, I hate her looks. She ugly as hell.
She's such a hater about Cheryl.
I'm still mad because she is the most boring design when you cooked with all these other women. Every woman in here is fine or interesting, and then you give me every dime a dozen blonde-haired, blue-eyed bitch.
Oh, yeah, because, Moriam's mom is hot as hell.
There's a grandma in here that I would open my legs for.
She's so hot. It's so unnecessary.
She's so hot. So, like, I honestly find it annoying when the main character is like, here she is. She's just average. She's a basic bitch. She buys pumpkin spice in the fall and poses in the pumpkin patches. Like, boring ass as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was more. She's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. Because, unfortunately, she also has that chipper, bright, can-do motherfucker attitude that a lot of protagonists get, like, in shonen and stuff. And, like, again, it's just like, oh my god. Like, put something in here that's, like, different. The only thing that I think that she has going for her is she's got a bit of a temper, and I'm like, thank God. Thank God you have something.
I feel like Cheryl reminded me a lot of a side character in a Jane Austen novel. She's not going to be the main girl, but she's like a side character in a Jane Austen novel.
Yeah, and you know why she's not going to be the main girl? Because she's boring. Jane Austen knew better. So do I. Like, damn. But seriously, despite, like, you kill my favorite character, and I literally have beef with the main character. And it's stupid beef, but I have it. It's an amazing story. Every little bit of it is amazing. It's so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I think about that one a lot, too. So
Same.
and again, I read that so fucking fast.
I read it 2.5 times because once you kind of get past the first few chapters, then you're like, oh, no, I'm in. And then you're just scrolling as fast as possible. You need more. You gotta have more.
My goodness, yes.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's a very nice horror comic without, like, it having, like, a useless monster or jump scares. Like, you're expecting kind of something supernatural. And yes, there's something supernatural at foot, but, like, what I got was, oh, the supernatural isn't the problem, it's man.
Yeah. Which is always, I think good horror kind of dwindles back down to that, like, you know, humanity is really the horror or something like that. Or, like, you know, horror's meant to subvert tropes and stuff like that. And this just does a really good job of subverting kind of the tropes you expect. And really, that man is the worst man.
The man in the comic, the main villain of the comic, he is the worst fucking man.
He causes
Jesus Christ.
every single problem that's happening in the comic is legitimately his fault. Full stop. No notes. And so that, I think, is the thing that keeps it as more Yuri coded, even without everything. Because obviously, like, Moriam and Cheryl in a relationship. Moriam's mom is truthfully in a relationship with the lady of the house.
Yeah.
Like, she's married, but is she really? You know what I mean? And then, and then this man is the cause of all these problems for this woman. So even if it's not the most Yuri filled, it is very Yuri coded.
Yeah.
Outside of that.
But, like, if you're looking for Yuri and horror, I would say this ain't it. There's no kissing. Mm-hmm. There's no hole. It's just, like, they tell you, we're in a relationship, pretty much. And there's, like, maybe one kiss at the end. I can't remember. Or a handhold. But it's
They hug each other tight and they handhold. And then their next mistress knows that they're in a relationship and stuff.
So, like, but I also think that it's good that something like this exists. Sometimes you can tell a cool-ass story and there's queer characters, but it doesn't matter that they're queer.
Right.
You're here for the cool-ass story.
Right.
And that is this case. But since I was looking for a story that actually had something in it, relationship-wise, like, this falls short for me.
I would also give it a nod in that I want this to be released in a book format.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the best things, too. If you want something queer-coded and you want to trick somebody's parents into letting them read it, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Because there's so little queer stuff in it, it's kind of like a blink, you're going to miss it in certain cases.
Yeah.
If you're not reading close, you're not going to catch it. And so I think it'd be the perfect thing, because it's honestly not that violent. I think it'd be a great, like, young adult read. Young adult or older teen read kind of thing. So there's a little bit of blood and stuff. But I probably would have read this shit in middle school and eaten the shit up.
Middle school, definitely. This would have snuck by the radars. No one would have detected the gay and would have been like, okay, this is fine. So, like, this is great because, like, I'm sorry, at least when we were kids, everyone needed that secret gay book that, you know, it's like, okay, we can't let nobody know. It's got some gays in it.
Absolutely.
But this is definitely one of them as a comic. It's great.
Yeah.
You'll have a nice time.
Okay. My number 4, which is crazy because I thought about rereading this comic again. My number 4 is Payback.
You're crazy.
Okay. Here's
Sorry.
why.
It
Here's why.
higher.
It's okay. Again, pretty much every single thing we've covered on here is one of my favorites. So this was hard. I put Payback here because while it's one of my favorite things I've read ever, it is not my most favorite episode. I think I did not do this comic justice when we talked about it. I could have talked about this for 3+ hours, and I feel like I should have made this like a super long episode, or like talked for 5 hours, cut it in half or something like that, because that's where I'm coming from.
Maybe next year that could be something we do. Like, if there's some episodes that were like, we fell off, let's do them again.
Because that's my thing, is I just don't think I did Payback justice, because there's so much stuff going on. Because the plot is insanely good. It is insanely good.
I understand. I would redo Road Queen. I was having a very painful pain day that day. And so I felt a little grumpy listening to it. And so I just don't feel like I gave it my best. Because it's hard to give something your best when you hurt. And then it's also a genre you don't really enjoy.
Yeah.
So, like, I would do Road Queen again. Because I'm like,
I
was a little rude.
Yeah, but Payback is just one of those things where it deserves more accolades. Because I feel like not enough people are talking about it. Even today, I know a lot of people have read it and it's really good. But I wish more people would read it. Because that plot had me in. I love a revenge story. I love it when a character is being smart and they actually are smart instead of just believing that they're smart. I appreciate a lot that I got to see this artist have her glow up period as well, because I remember her earlier work was pretty good, and this, like, she knocked out of the park. She's been cooking for years, and this is like her feast.
Yeah, this had us by the balls.
Like Michelin star quality right here. And then I was really excited that the author for it, because the artist and author are separate in this case, really excited that the author for it wrote something that wasn't insanely depressing. Because her other works that she's written, some of them are really depressing. She tries to write light work. People are like, it's not that good. And so a lot of her other work's been like really depressing.
Her stuff's normally real depressing.
Yeah, she wrote one kind of fluffy thing and people were like, that's okay. And so then she wrote a depressing version of it and people liked that better. And I was like, girl, that sucks. And so I think Payback had the right mixture of comedy, some lighter moments, an insane fucking top, a bottom who's also insane in a different way, and then just a lot of really interesting twists and turns. I truthfully could have talked about this for 10 hours. I have been truly obsessed with it. I've almost read it 4 times this year. 4 times in 2025. I'm thinking about reading it again this year. But
I want to read it again. I've read it once, but I want to read it again. It was very good.
they came out with the extras, and the extras were outstanding. They're so fucking funny and so good. They're gonna do another set of extras again, I think, in 2026. I'll probably reread it from the beginning, regardless, and go there. If you are checking right now to see if they have it in book format, they don't. I just checked during Christmas season.
Okay, I just my wife called me out, but I was checking to see if it was in
But
comic form.
it needs to be in a book.
Does.
I would buy the entire thing in book format. I'm praying to God that they're gonna do it. I feel like it'd be crazy if they didn't. But it is. I don't know. I can talk about it for 3 hours. Probably longer, 3 hours, 10 hours, forever, because I just haven't read something that had that many twists and turns. I felt it couldn't explain all the twists and turns. There's stuff that I could have told you, and it wouldn't have given away shit because there's just so much going on. Oops, it's great. If you haven't read it, I'm begging on my hands and knees. I am begging you to please give it a read.
Yeah.
So.
It's good.
Oh, man, it is good. If you have read it and didn't know about the extras, there's significantly more porn in the extras. And then we also get even more information on what happens to the villain in that one and how much further he falls. And it's chef's kiss. No notes. Perfect.
It's perfect. If you think I'm being a little quiet now, it's because this comes up in my list later.
That's fine. Okay, sorry.
So I can't gush with you because I will do it later.
Okay. Let's move on to number 3. We'll gush some more about Payback in a second, obviously. So what's your number 3?
All right. Number 3 is Check Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check Please was one of the few comics I read before Chuck. So I was super happy. I fell into it on accident. I saw like some art on Tumblr and I was like, oh, this art's really pretty. And that eventually led me to the comic because it was, at the time, it was fan art for Check Please that was coming to an end. So I started it as it was ending on the website and it was becoming books. And I was like, cool. And so I bought her first books that came out after I read it all online because it was amazing. Check Please is about hockey, so I know heated rivalry is the it thing this year.
But Check Please walked so heated rivalry could run, is what I feel like.
Right. So if you want to read another hockey love story that is about a very diverse cast, and it's not just about, the gays, but like there's also some really good stories in here, like brewing in the background. Like, it's like, I don't know, it is like a snapshot of life. Like, yes, you're the main character. You're seeing stuff happen in your relationship. But if you look in the background, you're seeing all these other characters have things happen. And I'm going to give a spoiler about background characters. There's 2 background characters that they always show in Check Please. And by the time Check Please is over, we find out that those 2 guys got married. And it's like, oh, that's funny. And I can't recall their names because they really were kind of like NPC characters. Yeah. They were just in the background, but it's like, everyone mentioned them, like, oh man, did you see so-and-so at the party? Da-da-da. Yeah. But Check Please is, like, wonderfully drawn by a woman named Ngozi. She has a new comic out called Flip. Very different from Check Please, but very good. But yeah, so Check Please was like, oh my gosh. And it had, like, it tackles, like, fear. It tackles, like, college. It tackles growing up, learning new things about friends, your family. It's got a lot in there, and it's 2 really nice books. And like, while we are primarily through the eyes of the main character Biddy, again, there's so many other branching stories going on in there that we're just getting glimpses of. The fan fiction for Check Please eats. It serves. They've cooked, they've baked, they've prepped. Everything's fucking wonderful.
It's also that Ngozi writes her own doujinshis and fanfiction for her work as well.
You could buy, at the time, fan books and fan art and all this stuff.
You still can off of her itch.io.
That's great.
Because that's why I bought some of it.
When she used to have a website up that I think that's now closed, but now it's just her itch.io. But like, I bought her stuff when it was still like on the website. And I'm like, shit, dog, she ships the ship I like, which is not like an established canon ship. It's kind of hinted at maybe. But like, she really was like, let me give you some ships, but then like not go crazy with it. Right. Which is fair. That's realistic. Not everyone's going to be gay in your life. Yeah. But it's also like, even if they're not a canon relationship, they're a wonderful friendship that had to evolve. they both had to cut off their misconceptions of each other, misconceptions of the groups they came from. Their sharp edges became dull, and they became wonderful friends.
Yeah.
And it's great. And that type of thing happens all the time in this comic. Like, Biddy's main squeeze, Jack, when you first meet him, you're like, what an asshole. And then you start to find out, like, what's going on in his life.
And how much trauma he's holding on to.
Yeah.
And where this is coming from. And the people that he's interacted with.
And he is a walking, I went to therapy and I did the work example. Because he gets better pretty quickly. But it's because he's like, I've been going to therapy for years. And it shows that he has his lapses. But then he also is like, fuck, let me get back and do the work again. And I'm like, damn, that cooks.
It's way more nuanced than it needs to be for something that is primarily about, like, a little gay boy playing hockey.
Yes.
A feminine, like, kind of flamboyant gay boy playing hockey. That's just a wild enough premise, but it goes so much deeper than that.
Yes, because, like, he also bakes, which is very important in the story. He's a baker, and he, like, is a vlogger. He's got a little fan of him. And so, like, but he's definitely also closeted. He comes out in college, which was, like, also my gay experience was, like, I waited till college to come out to my friends, and then sometime after college, I finally came out to my parents. And he has Southern parents. I have Southern parents. It's a nice little... It's nice to see. And how Biddy comes out is kind of like a bomb going off. And I kind of did that to my parents, too. So, like, I really feel for this series and for this character. And, like, it's just really nice. Like, there's some hard bits and pieces in it. But, like, nothing too hard. It's a great, easy read with, like, really good emotional moments. And, like, there's payoff for everything. I don't think there's anything in there that I don't feel like gets wrapped up in there. Because, like, they have problems and everything gets resolved. Maybe the only issue I have is I just want more.
That's a great segue to what I have to tell you, because I know you don't know.
Uh-oh.
Check Please Year 6 coming soon.
What the fuck?
And Gozy just announced, like, 2 weeks ago that she's going to be making more cut this year.
Oh my god.
She's going to be releasing a new book.
Year 6. I wonder who that's going to be. I know who it's going to be about, but, like, I wonder if Biddy's still there somehow.
Well, year 6, I think, just referring to now this is their 6th year of doing whatever.
Okay.
So I believe we're still following Biddy and Jack and stuff like that. But yeah, so there's going to be more of it. And if you want a sneak peek at it, you can watch her work on it on her Patreon. So, hey, congratulations. If you love Check Please, you can have some more this year.
This podcast better, like, suddenly blow up so I can start paying for her Patreon. Damn. Oh, shit. Well, fuck. Bitch, cunt, ass, titties. Thank you, wife.
Yep.
Damn.
And then also Ngozi is doing a written series. I'll end up like reposting something about her because I'm going to repost about the Check Please new coming soon. But please follow her on her social media. She's doing a written story right now. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but people are obsessed with it. It's available like for free. She's just riffing to riff. She's just got too much creative energy, so she's just writing something else.
I mean, like, you can tell. Like,
yeah,
there's so much shit going on in this comic that I think could choke a person up, but, like, she handles it very well. Like, she's keeping everything in that comic busy, but, like, it gives everything way more depth. And I'm always impressed when there are people who do this. I am not a person who can draw comics like that. I do draw my own comics sometimes. They are not as in-depth as this. But I feel like, writing-wise, I drink tea with this woman. I get her.
She's really brilliant.
She's so brilliant.
And that's a little compliment to you as well.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I don't think I'm that good, but I think I could be comfortably sit at her table, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Check Please is just, like, my third favorite. It's probably one of my favorite queer books. I think there's, like, one book that comes ahead of it, and, like, I can't remember what it is. It's like the Prince and the Dressmaker, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I love that one, but I totally can't remember if that's the correct name.
Yeah.
I'll look that up in a minute.
So, my number 3, and this is partially inspired because I got a very nice comment about it that kind of drove me to feel even better about it, is Palace of the Omega, or Kogu no Omega. It's one of my most favorite manga in a long time. I still remember coming across it for the first time being completely blown away by the cover art.
It's
and then
beautiful.
Looking at
the art is beautiful.
Yeah, and then looking at the insert art and being like, oh, this is just a continuous thing. And then there are times when you look at the cover art, and the cover art is like a 10, and then the interior is like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those cases where it's like, no, it's 10, it's 10 again, it's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really does take some of my favorite genres, which I love historical fiction. Keelz and I both love historical fiction.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's fantasy historical fiction, which already I'm like, ooh, I like that even more.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's homosex, and then there's a little bit of action blended in there as well. It feels like you are taking a step back in a time that never actually happened, because all the background information is way richer than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no reason they put this much detail into it. Ain't no reason they figured out like what the dress is gonna be for different cultures, because they show you at least 3 different cultures and it's completely different. And it's like, that wasn't required.
What's impressive to me about it is it's not just like, here's an omega and an alpha and it's a print setting. They're like, no. We're going to tell you how the roads are made. We're going to tell you how the buildings are made.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you how food is made, how people are treated. We're going to tell you the world is doing. That is so fucking fantastic.
It's crazy that was how they decided to do it. Because they could have just said, here's a prince, or I guess technically princess, however you want to say it. But here's 2 princes are going to get together, and then, the one dude's going to become king. They could have just done that, and it would have been fine.
No joke. Like, me and my wife both make fun of isekais a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with them, but why I read isekais and why I keep checking them out is a lot of them build up shit historically, and that's all I fucking want. I'm like, I want you to tell me how to do something. Like, my top 5 isekais are all about, doing something in a world and how to do it. Like, one's, about making tea, one is about making books, one is about, campfire cooking, one is about, being a mechanic from another world and helping out D&D adventures. But, no shit. I just want to know how to do things, and I like to learn the history behind them.
Sure.
And if you give your fucking little fantasy world its own history,
That's all I'm asking for. It's put a little extra effort into it. I know we're already doing royal bullshit, but really tell me, the fact that Ilya is coming from a climate that very much is giving I guess the Norse bullshit, you know what I mean? Not the Netherlands, but I don't know, Norway Vikings? Or something like that. Vikings in Norway and that sort of thing. That he's giving Viking really hard, and then you have Khalid, who is, somewhere south of the equator, doing completely different stuff, that they worship Omegas there. Just having that
Egyptian or even India vibes or something
somewhere in that area. And the fact that they pulled from so many real sources to build the costumes that they did in that, it feels like somebody had their own separate costume designer for a movie. That's what it feels like when I look at it. Completely unnecessary. The fact that it has such nuanced character growth from a whole variety of people. I didn't expect Ilya to come into this being like, oh, well, now I'm here and I hate everything still. And I'm going to end up marrying this 10-year-old kid, and this is fucked up. And that he's like, my life's fucked up, but this is more fucked up. A 10-year-old kid shouldn't be married to me. So he has this deep kindness within him, even though he's been treated unkindly his entire life. And watching him develop confidence in himself and develop a level of self-worth that he'd been honestly barred from before that. That's such a cool fucking journey. I'm sorry. Didn't expect it. Was expecting 15 other things. Didn't expect it.
Because one of the coolest things in that comic is someone from his homeland, after he's been married in this new land that treats him way better, tries to come up to him and be like, how dare you be a slutty little Omega, and then tries to beat him or whatever.
That's in the new part.
No, isn't that the nun lady who comes to talk to him?
No. In the new part, because there's a sequel. New part? In the sequel, there's other stuff going on.
Okay, I thought it was the lady, she came to talk to him on the beach or whatever, and was gonna slap him, and he's like, okay, all right, well, I've not read this as many times as you have read it.
Yeah. No, I'm locked in.
I have read it once, and I have not read the new part, I thought, but I must be
I have explained to you the new part in detail and showed you multiple scenes from it.
You filled in a memory for me.
Yeah.
You have created a memory in my head.
Hell yeah.
Oops, my bad. But it's a very good story. I need to get on reading it more, but I'm currently in my own hell. with like one of my comics that I'm just like frothing at the mouth for.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like it's very good.
It is. It's also, I think it exemplifies how much story can be expressed in like a handful of chapters because it's only 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 regular like bound manga volumes. It's nothing huge, and it gets so much shit across in such a short period of time. You have a full arc. You have honestly multiple arcs that are going on at the same time, and then finally culminate at the end, and they have that little like. Maybe that little shot of the future being like, oh yeah, we now call it the Palace of the Omega instead of essentially the concubines' quarters or whatever, because this one Omega queen was so amazing and blah blah blah. And I think it's also a really exemplary example of why manga is great, because Mom was a hot bitch right now. I get it, because you're releasing new chapters every week most of the time, or new chapters several times a month.
Color chapters.
Yeah, and so I get why it's like the hot bitch, because it's new on the scene. There's a lot going on, but manga gets to marinate a little bit longer, and this is one of those times where it's really obvious that letting it marinate a little bit longer was better for the artist and better for the quality, but also that they're able to get so much work done in one book. I love manhwa, but a lot of times 10 chapters covers like what one chapter in a manga does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they have a lot of like I'm gonna call it softly filler. Mm-hmm. Because it's not bad filler.
It's enjoyable.
It's not like One Piece where every fucking 5 episodes is like made up. It's like, oh, instead of like skipping the loitering scene, we're gonna go loiter and like walk around town and then talk about the issue.
Yeah. So it's almost like manhwas are made more like movies, and I feel like mangas are made like comics, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Manhwa is very like, I do find it hot and sexy because I love movies, and like the first time I picked up a manhwa, I was like, this is a fucking film.
It's pretty cinematic.
I'm having a good time, and like that was great. But again, I would agree, manga is more like a comic.
Yeah. I cannot say enough about Palace of the Omega. I think it's one of the greatest things I've read. I think it is also, it might be my top Omega verse I've ever read.
I think that's a fair statement to make. I'm trying to think if there's another Omegaverse I like more than it. I think there is.
There might be one.
There's one that I like more than it, and it's very short. It's like about 2 like gangster boys getting together. It's not Megumi and Tsugumi. It's like...
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. That one's... Yeah, so I'd say Palace of the Omega. I think just because of the detailed storytelling, I think that's going to be my number 1. But the one that you're talking about is right below it, and then Megumi and Tsugumi is right up there as well.
Yeah, and like I think that's kind of what's happening with my version, is like right at our we have the same 3, but they're mixed up.
Yeah.
But I really like the one about the gangster boys because like it's silly enough to where I'm laughing, but I'm not running away from it. And then like it's also, they're young and it's sweet, and then like you enjoy the main couple. But then you also get introduced to other couples. Yeah. And they are just as enjoyable and fun. And yeah, it's a bomb.
Yeah. So I think she's my top Omegaverse.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, shout out to the person who left a comment on that episode, because they ended up saying like, yeah, I started listening to it and then I had to pause, and they immediately went and read all of Palace of the Omega, and then they came back and listened to the rest of the episode, and they were like, you're not fucking kidding, that art's insane. I'm like, you're fucking right.
It's so good. So good.
So yeah, that's my 3.
Yeah.
All right, homie, we're getting to the home stretch. What is your 2?
All right. My number 2 and my number 1, I wrestled with myself a lot.
Fair.
But I have decided that Mother Lover is my number 2.
Okay.
I love Mother Lover. It is the most perfect Yuri. So as far as Yuris go, to me, this is number 1. Mm-hmm. It is perfect. It is so fucking perfect. It is layered. There's complicatedness in it. I also love that a couple wrote and drew this story together. Like the husband did the coloring, right?
He did like some of the flats and stuff. Yeah,
he did some of the flats and stuff. Like I just like that this like husband and wife team did this, and you can tell they must have a very good communication, because communication is the important factor in Mother Lover. It is the reason why some relationships work out and some don't. And then the inability to communicate we get to see it in two lights. We get to see it with someone who absolutely will not try to fucking communicate. And then we get to see someone who has trauma and it has ruined their ability to communicate correctly all the time. Because I would say they get it half the time. And then, like, because they meet the main character, or...
Imogen, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, is she the female lead or the main character? They're both the main characters.
They're both kind of main characters and female leads at the same time. Yeah.
But because she meets Imogen, she is able to figure out the communication stuff better, because she also finally gets someone who's very patient and willing to listen. And it's like, because sometimes you can be the person who can't communicate because you're just an asshole, or there's other people who can't communicate, like, all the time. Like, they're working on themselves, they're working on it, but there's problems. And that is the case with
Alex,
thank you. I don't remember names ever.
That's
my
okay.
bad.
You've
it's
also
still my favorite comic.
You've also not read Mother Lover as many times as I have.
No,
fair.
I've only read it 3 times, and you've read it like a million.
6.
Yeah, like way more than 6.
An embarrassing amount of times.
I think 6 is your low ball. But Mother Lover is so fucking good. And, like, I think the story is almost unexpected in the way it happens. Because 2 moms falling in love with each other, that sounds like a Yuri dream. Everyone's like, yes, that's how it happens. But, like, the slowness in which it goes, the way this relationship opens, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think, in my opinion, there is no emotional cheating, there's no emotional affair, there's no affair. They get together later. They started off as friends. Now, Alex may have had some feelings for Imogen while Imogen was married, but she was not going to do anything about it.
Because she's a respectful lady.
Yeah, but Imogen, you know, none of those feelings really snuck up in her until much later. But the relationship, it gets, like, these beautiful roots. It gets this strong foundation. It's fantastic. And then when we finally get to the culmination of them getting together, it's beautiful.
Fireworks, stars.
It's fireworks, stars. Thoughts, spirits, hearts aligning. You know, it's very beautiful. I don't think there is any hole in it.
No.
But I don't fucking need it.
Right.
Like, if you write an emotional story that's good enough, I don't need it.
It touched your heart hole.
Yeah. My heart hole was moved. But, like, it's just everything that I want. And it's, like, it's got some messiness in it where, like, some friends have attitudes or some strangers have attitudes. But that's about all the messiness I want to see, because, like, damn, I don't want to see hunting wives again, you know? Like, Jesus Christ, I don't want the crazy bisexual lesbians out. Like, I kind of just want to see, like, some people who are chill.
Yeah.
And it's fine that people are crazy, but, like, that's what I'm getting readily available.
Yeah.
Is all the ones who are losing their minds and going crazy and having euphoria moments, you know? I want, like, a relationship between 2 people who fuck up a little bit, but they actually come together and they're better because they came together.
Yeah, because being a mom is dramatic enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to add tons of extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also, like, does that thing where, like, she picks herself up after this, like, rough divorce too. Like, like, we don't get to, like, see every messy little aspect of it, but there is enough details in the background that you're like, fucking kill this man. Really, 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 really loved it. This was one of those comics that, like, I actually did not touch while it was updating because I knew I didn't have the patience to wait. I know my ass. If I really like this comic and I have to wait, I have to not touch it. I have to let it build.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Like, I have what I call my once a year One Piece read. I love One Piece so much, but I wait for that fucking comic to update for a year, and then basically every February, I start where I left off last year and read again. That way I can get a nice big chunk. Because, Lord, I love it. But I like series that do that to me, where I like it so much I'm frothing at the mouth.
Yeah.
I had to read this one a few times back because, like, I was so excited to read it that I kept jumping ahead. It's very good. I think it will just grab you by the balls and the heart, whatever.
Heart balls.
The heart balls. The heart balls, ovaries. turn you inside out, tie you to a chair, beat you with a radiator, and then tell you, look at this book. And then you're like, yes, I enjoy this book. It's very good. I can't say it enough, and I can't believe I put it in number 2, but it was a struggle. But it's number 1 of Yuri's, number 2 of the books.
I understand, and I will talk more about it in a second. That's your little spoiler.
Oops.
I think we're knowing where this is going.
We are married for a reason.
Well, yeah. I mean, I assumed you were going to have some that overlapped. I'm not surprised by Killing Stalking so far, and I'm not surprised by Mother Lover, but my number 2 is XXX Buddy or Perfect Buddy. It's been both. It's XXX Buddy online, but if you're buying the physical books, it's Perfect Buddy. I put this on here because, one, is another blast to talk about, and I had the privilege to talk with 2 of my favorite people because I was talking to both you and Lemon about it, and I had the time of my life recording this episode.
I was super high during that episode because I was on some severe pain meds. I don't remember this episode.
It's great. You gotta listen back because it's so good.
I have listened to it and I'm like, I don't remember none of this.
It was, we had a great time. I know that you were like, you said you're zonked out. You were on fire, dude. So
that Keelz was paying attention, but the current Keelz that I am is like, what the fuck happened?
It was a super fun couple episodes to do. I really enjoyed it. And I really think that Perfect Buddy it encapsulates all the things that make boy love great. Because a lot of the ones I think I've covered this year, they have something interesting about them. They have a little nugget of something. But I think Perfect Buddy has really all of the hallmarks of a great boy love. Because it is smut-filled. It's got silliness. It's emotional and has some like sneaky, nuanced character growth shoved in there. There's a lot of hole in it.
Yeah, you know what I remember the most about this comic, though? How big the lightsabers are.
Exactly. Well, and now it's uncensored.
Yeah.
The English version's uncensored.
The light's beautiful. The art, not the light. The art is beautiful, but I remember like when she was first showing it to me, I was like, what's that big lightsaber thing? And then I was like, that's his dick? Holy shit.
Yeah, the balloon animal.
It's huge.
The balloon animal lives rent-free in my mind. I think about the balloon animal once a week. I really do.
It is the beginning of a dog, you know?
Yeah.
It's the balloon poodle dog. Yay.
Yeah, but like what I love about that too is it's like acknowledged the artist knows that she keeps making it bigger. She's having a laugh about it as well. It seems like like there's just so much joy put into the comic from the 2 creators for it, and then there's all those little funny bits, and then honestly that Hyun-soo is just like, I'll take the balloon animal. Respect. Full respect. They're willing to take that up your ass. And so it's
only
always,
an ass could. If he had a uterus, that wasn't gonna work.
I mean, I think he's confident enough to try. But but like all the smut and sexy, and then like all the characters are charming and interesting, or like if they're enraging, they're like really enraging. So it's kind of pulling you in the directions you want to be pulled as you're reading it. Of course, it's rivals to lovers. For people say it's enemies to lovers. I think it's in between that, but we love fight sex in this house.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect thing to kind of get started with, that these 2 people hate each other for both serious reasons and petty reasons. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I needed. That's how I needed to feel fresh and like taken care of. That there's so many weird other parts that really are kind of like dark. Because like the main villain in that is a huge creep. He's a criminal.
Huge creep. Because I have read this comic. I've not read the bonus chapters.
The extras, yeah.
Because like I honestly want to go back and read the comic a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very good, but like there is a lot of information coming in fast at some points.
Yeah.
So I want to just go back and do it again. But I don't mind doing that. It's not like a chore for me. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun read. So you're never upset. Because when I reread it, I was like, oh, damn, I have to reread it to reread it to write this episode?
But like,
that sucks.
The creeps in it are creeps. And then like, I really like the social misunderstandings in it. Like, just I didn't realize that this is how this person was thinking.
Right. And it's the choice to... It never really gets melodramatic, but we're still dealing with all these like sensitive family issues and workplace conflicts. Like, Baekhyun-chan's whole thing about like, oh, my dad was a bad person and like bad to our family, kind of abusive and scary to my sister, but then I fight back and now I feel like I'm a scary person. Whoa, out of left field that we're actually going to tackle how abusive kids grow up and like how they're trying to function in the world and what things come up for them that they're like, I love this thing, but it makes me afraid of myself. Hyun-soo having his mom be very immature, like a very immature parent, and him having to like tackle that and feeling all those things, and then really
she's who I remember the most. I was like, damn, dude.
And it sticks with you because it's such a weird thing that it's like, oh, this is in this, and I just watched them fuck under the desk, nasty style.
Yeah. Oh my god. They're like, the hole in this is superb.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, you can have romance story without hole, but again, if we're called Hole Chat, it must have hole.
And also, their romance is sweet because it really is two people trying to fully understand each other and knowing that they're coming from completely different walks of life, completely different places, but they have all these similarities too that they're pulling together.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're dedicated to their jobs.
And I would say even like completely different mindsets, because I would say Hyun-soo is like neurodivergent.
He's pretty autistic, truthfully.
Like there's something going on, and like, that's not bad, but that just, it means he has a lot of hard struggles understanding people, because that's his main issue in the comic with some people. Like, he doesn't have an issue, but because they don't understand him, they have
like,
an
he's
issue.
Right pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone else is being a fucking weirdo.
It's just like they can't handle his bluntness.
They can't handle the fact that he's not willing to go on with the weird other secret rules that they've made for society or for their workplace and stuff like that. So he's also, at least for me, like a very relatable character in that he is definitely neurodivergent, wants to do the right thing, very passionate about his job, and then slutty.
Mm-hmm.
That's for me. That is for me, for sure.
It's Baek Chan is the one who looks like Captain America a little
big
bit,
guy,
right?
yeah.
Like, honestly, I hope she draws Baek Chan getting an erection and then passing out. That's how big his dick is.
It is. I we released the episode before the extras had come out. The extras are delightful. They have a kimono Mimi extra, so where everybody has like animal characteristics, and they can turn into animals as well. And Baek Chan is a tiger, and Hyun-soo is a cat. And so they're like very similar to each other, but also wildly different. And then there's another extra where it's really just Baek Chan and Hyun-soo trying to continue their relationship and still kind of bringing up like, what other insecurities do they have? Can we kind of address those? Because we spent more time with Hyun-soo's issues and insecurities and less with Baek Chan's. And so we finally get that kind of filled in. So I'm encouraging you to go purchase it, encouraging you to read the whole thing, encouraging you to go back and look at the extras if you want to. I just think it's a ton of fun, and it really is, it hits everything I think that you'd want in a good, long boy love. So yeah, that's my number 2. It was tough getting it to number 2 because I am obsessed with this comic as well.
Yeah.
All of these I'm deeply obsessed with, but this one also, yeah.
I really understand that. It's a very good one. Before we get to number 1, I'm going to say what I'm surprised didn't make your list so far, because I see what your number 1 is. And,
yeah.
You know. I'm surprised the one with the like CEO who abducts his lover.
Boss Bitch Baby.
Boss Bitch Baby, that's it. I'm gonna, like, I expected that on your list, so I'm delightfully surprised it's not on there. I love everything you put on there. They're all you. But Boss Bitch Baby, that is so us. I'm surprised it did not make your list.
I would say that Boss Bitch Baby is in my top 10. So
sure.
Right behind but I think as far as, okay, so I'm having to look at this not just from the quality of the thing that I enjoyed, but also from the quality of the episode. I think Boss Bitch Baby, if I had released a little bit later in the year where we were a little bit better at this, would probably edge out and get into my top 5. But while I love it, it's not one of those ones where I'm like thinking about the episode a lot or thinking about the things we talked about. But am I obsessed with Boss Bitch Baby? Yes. Did I read all the extras like 3 times this year? But it's just not, I didn't feel like it encapsulated kind of some of the best we've put out this year.
Yeah.
But I would still say it's also in book format and you should go buy it.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm excited that one's gone to book format. I actually would love that one in a book too.
I have $125 of Barnes and Noble money. I've got so much shit that I need to buy.
Everyone knew what she needed this year.
I just want books. Put them all over my gay little body. More books, please. I have a problem. I need another bookshelf, but I have a problem.
Hey.
So maybe I'll use some of my other Christmas money to buy another bookshelf to help me then buy more fucking books. They're stacked too deep on my bookshelf.
Okay. So on to my number 1?
Yep.
My number 1. Payback.
Yeah.
It is so good. I love a revenge story. It's why when you were like, it's my number 4, I was like, how dare you? It should at least be your number 3. Anyways, Payback is so good. And I think for me it was the unexpectedness of how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it's got... Everyone's a little rough in it. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got a little bit rough edges in it. And I'm not saying, like, that's a bad thing. But I am normally looking for, like, more chill queer romances. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a little annoyed with how extreme some queer romances are made to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, holy shit, calm down. Mm-hmm. But this was so nice. And, like, for once I was like, we have this character who's a little intense. He's not intense enough for what he's been through.
Yeah.
And that was fascinating.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you have gone through some absolute shit. Like, you're definitely suicidal, and it's a slow lead up to figuring that out.
Yeah.
That this guy basically would not live once he gets this revenge, does. And I don't even think he would consciously thought of it.
Right.
He would have just killed himself.
Exactly.
There's a moment in the comic where he is doing a scene for a film, and he does the scene in one take because they're like, hey, pretend to kill yourself. Like,
pretend to jump off a building.
You can monologue, you can cry, you can do whatever you want. And instead of doing anything anyone expects, he takes off his shoes, like he adjusts his tie, he smiles, and he looks relieved. And it freaks everyone the fuck out because once he like smiles and does this, oh good, it's finally over, then he jumps off the bridge. And everyone's like freaked out. They're like, that was amazing. That was phenomenal. And he's over here just like, I wasn't really acting. I just did what I thought I would do when it was time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, buddy,
excuse me.
That is a big, giant red flag.
Like, alarm bells are going off at that point. So it's like, oh, you've been suicidal this whole time. Because, like, if you have dealt with mental health issues in that way, some of this may feel familiar to you as you're going along, but you don't truly know how impactful it is and how deep he is until really that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy. Also, like, I don't feel like there's one of the villains. There's the old man villain. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about him. But, like, the cheap villain.
Myung-shin.
Yeah. Myung-shin?
Myung-shin, yeah.
Myung-shin. Okay, Myung-shin, he's just a jerk with power. Like, and it's so perfect because he's such a coward. He's such a little bratty, entitled piss boy. Mm-hmm. But it's like, this is what happens when true jerks get power. And so he's like, there's nothing redeemable about him. You were like, how did you make it this far? And it's just because he got lucky.
Or did it off the backs of other people.
Or like he stole credit from other people. All this other stuff. But it's just like, he's so realistically shitty that it's like so nice.
And so realistically just a small asshole of a person. Yeah. Like small, insecure, like has a huge inferiority, superiority complex. Yeah. Wants to feel superior to everybody, but he honestly feels really inferior. Yeah. And rather than tackling that at any time, lets that run his entire life.
Yes,
and ruin.
Yes, there's a really good moment in, I think it's the extras, where like Myung-shin like finally learns what happened because of one of his bad deeds. Yes, it's in the extras. Yeah. He kind of, I don't think he had been ignoring it willfully, but I think like underneath the surface, he was trying not to find out what happened to someone. And basically he learns because of his fucking actions, he got a child killed. And that's when you kind of see him break a little bit, where he's finally a little like, I'm shitty, but he still can't say it. He still tries to deny it.
Yes, and it's also even that thing of like, he realizes that's what happened. And then it's that moment of like, oh, why didn't I just get murdered? I think is what it is. Like, why didn't I just get murdered instead of it being ruin my life like this?
He acknowledges, he's like, I should have died for this. And it's like, no, buddy. He wants you, the main character wants you to suffer.
Because he's smarter than you.
Yeah, so you were suffering for what you've done.
Exactly.
But the thing that really pushed it over for me, besides subverting tropes, besides having characters be very real, and characters that I got attached to that I was like not expecting to get attached to, the thing that really pushed it over for me is at the climactic end of the comic, the author, artist, whoever, they created music and a sound clip to go with it. So you play it as you're reading. And I'm going to spoil it here. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers, stop listening to me now. Come back in like 2 minutes, I bet. Point is, the music plays after the main character has been stabbed and he thinks he's going to die. And you hear music and you also hear him struggling to breathe before it gives out into a flat line. And you, like, I'm reading perfectly in time with this fucking music. And so I'm getting emotional during, and then, like, the music keeps going because now he's having a, like, out-of-body experience. But his out-of-body experience is he meets his murdered younger brother who looks just like him. And that's a big reveal of the comic, is that his younger brother looks just like him. And his younger brother, with this shitty little gruffy face, is like, stop fucking doing all this. Leave me and mom alone. Go live your life. But what he's telling him is, hey, stop trying to die.
Yourself. Yeah.
Stop torturing yourself. Go live your life. You have done enough. And they had to tell him that shitty way because it's the only way the main character would understand. And, like, it is goddamn beautiful. The music is crazy. Ugh. Like, I have, like, one complaint about it, but, like, I honestly think with some of the extras we're going to kind of get into it. And my one complaint is that the male lead is still a little gruff towards the
psycho.
He's still a little psycho at the end, still a little too gruff. Like, I think he goes a little too far at one scene. And you know why he's going too far, but it's also like, I think you're going a little too far. And so, like, but we're kind of touching more on him in the bonuses. And
yes,
I think there's still another coming.
Well, and I think that's the thing. Yes, there is another bonus coming. Yeah. I think that's the thing that's crazy, too, is because they just kind of slide in, like, that the male lead is told when he's young, hey, I'm going to leave you with your grandfather who's obsessed with you because you're, like, the male heir. You're, like, his male heir. I'm going to leave you with your grandfather. I don't want you to talk for a whole year.
Yeah.
And so this child doesn't speak to anybody for a whole year till they get mad at him and believe that he's stupid or he's, you know, or that he's defunct in some way, and then they send him back to his mom. If that's happening to you when you're, like, 7 years old, there's shit going on in your family. And, like, they do kind of explain a little more that his family is more fucked up than we're thinking, because we don't get that much of it. You start getting that in some of the extras. I think they're going to have a little more in the next set of extras as well.
Yeah.
But for a story like this, I think there is a book for it. I need the book.
I need the book.
I need, well, excuse me, there's a novel for it. I need the novel. I would read the novel cover to cover. I've looked for multiple times. I can't find it in English. I want to read the novel so fucking bad.
Yeah, I would read the novel.
So fucking bad, because this story deserves more time to marinate in my brain.
It's truly beautiful, and, like, I've had comics before be like, here's music. Like, it's not a new concept to me. I really enjoy a series called, like, The Cursed Princess Club. There's, like, music in every fucking episode. It's damn good. Like, it's a very fun romp if you, like, haven't heard of it, haven't read it. I won't dwell too much because, like, you know, we are wrapping things up a little bit. But just the fact that this, like, manga was like, oh, hey, here's some music for this fucking climactic scene. And, like, there's already moments in this that are cinematic because part of this whole thing deals in making movies anyways. So it's just this perfect tie-in. You go in, like, and it just, like, it leaves you emotionally drained in a good way.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the experience of hearing the music and reading, like, this, like, fucking terrible moment. And then, like, you know, against all odds, he doesn't die. Wonderful. It's a wonderful fucking story.
But see how much you're glazing it, and then I want you to think about how much I did not cover that well in the episode, and that's why it's not my number one. Because I just don't think I did a good enough job.
I don't know if I remember, because, like, I have some episodes that I remember clear as hell. I remember that one and being like, shut up so I can read it.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. So I just don't think I didn't do it justice, because for as good as it is,
I probably didn't play off very well, because all I remember is the feeling of, like, shh, mommy wants to read.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted the episode to end so I could go fucking read it.
Yeah, and in truth, like, that episode, like I said, could have been 3 or 4 hours. You know what I mean? So it was a struggle to get it down to, like, 2 or whatever it was. So
it was so good.
Yeah, but yes, all of these things. Yeah, it's actually kind of insane that the 2 comics I have is my 4 and my 5 both utilize music at poignant parts within the stories, and I put them at 4 and 5. Again, not about my enjoyment of the comics, but about the combined enjoyment of the comics making the episode and how the episode felt like it came out. So that's why those are there. That's why Payback's there. Otherwise, yeah, it is one of the best things I've read in a long time. Yeah. My number one has already been technically revealed because it's Mother Lover.
Hey, yeah.
What is a blast to talk about? Oh, it was so fun to talk to you about it. I think this is probably the best episode I've written the entire year. I really do think I did a great job on that.
Hearing it was amazing, and then finally getting to read it was amazing. I'm still madder than a mosquito in a mannequin factory about some of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, whew.
And that's the thing is, like, the comic's extremely well written. It is unbelievable how well written it is. And so me being able to get at least part of that across with my own writing felt really good. And then I am still... Yeah.
And the visual storytelling and objects even.
Yes. Like, every single page, you have to really, like, zoom in and look at every detail because there's so much packed into each page. No wonder it had to be a weekly series. That's too much fucking work. There's no reason that much fucking work.
I felt like a detective when I had the book. Because, like, when I caught on that the background was telling us a story, too, I started the fuck back over.
I know.
Like, spoilers for y'all. There's, like, a moment where, like, Imogen's house has a crack in it. And the crack is getting bigger and bigger until finally it seems pretty bad by the time she's gonna get a divorce.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, there's a crack.
Girl, okay, this is what I mean.
Like, I might be exaggerating the importance of the crack, but when I discovered it, I was like, this represents the crack in the foundation that is her marriage with this man who's doing nothing for her.
Yeah, Lindsay Ishihiro is an insane person. I cannot believe how much they put into that motherfucker. Like, okay.
You should tag them again, just so they know. Hey, you are in our top 5 this year.
Because it's so good.
Because it's too fucking good.
Because I have notes. 10 out of 10 character development, story development, art, emotional pull. When you're upset, you're upset. When you're ecstatic, you're ecstatic. When the characters are feeling those weird, murky, in-between emotions, you're also feeling those weird, murky, in-between emotions. And you want them to succeed so bad. All of the main characters and all their, like, side affiliate characters, you want them to do well so badly. There's all these nuanced and delicate moments juxtapose wanting to kill a man. So I'm in, like, nuance town being like, oh my god, that's so complicated, Queen. Oh my god, Queen, I hope this works out for you. Yeah. That's really tough, Queen. And then it's like, kill Jonathan, ?
And, like, I felt bad because I thought I was getting mad at him too fast because, like, he said something that really set me off. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting mad too fast. And then later he shows his whole fucking ass. I was like, you know what? Never mind.
No,
I was fucking right.
And that's such a good thing. Because I read a lot of Reddit stories. And there are certain phrases that are like, it's like an alarm bells in my head. It is my activation word. And that's what Jonathan did, is he gave me that activation word. And I was like, oh, I'll kill you in the street. I
had, like, Kill Bill sirens.
Yeah.
Like, I invented, like, last names for this boy. I was like, Jonathan Clemency Winthrop III. You have pissed me off. Like, I was, like, going into full on, like, I've built him a backstory that he is a descendant of terrible racists. And, like, he shouldn't be because he's also Irish, and Irish people were super oppressed. But he's just high on his own, like, dick fumes. Like, I made a crazy background that made this man more monstrous than he might have was. Because the truth is, he's just a weak coward.
He just sucks.
He just sucks. But he got me so hot that I was like, in my head, you're the devil.
But that's what's the beauty about it, is you're so mad. Because that story has you by the heart balls.
It does. My heart balls are just in a chokehold.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, and that's even why I look back so favorably at this episode. Because not only do I think I wrote it well, but your reactions, the feedback that you're giving me is so good. The author really liked a lot of the things that you said.
I'm still embarrassed that the author actually listened to that episode, but thank you. Also, just embarrassed by how mad I got in it.
Like, I'm also very thankful that they listen. Lindsay, thank you so much. But also, like, the parts that they were stoked to hear about, those are some of my favorite parts too.
Yeah.
Because I just, you got it. Like, just from me telling it to you, understood.
Like, again, I regret not putting this in my number 1 spot. But, like, again, like, I think Payback emotionally just edged it out that
That's
much
fine.
more.
Yeah.
But like Mother Lover was on fire.
It is.
Like,
it is.
I want more of that type of comic.
Well, it's yes, because it's also that it has like this great representation of a very specific situation that is real. There's a strange amount of like single moms getting together, realizing, oh, I'm lesbian after I've already like had kids with that, and getting together, and that's something that I don't feel is represented well, or it is represented like on that Netflix show where it's like chaotic and there's all this other shit going on, but it's like, no, these are just two moms being like, well, I guess we're lesbians now. And I like that it was from that point of view. It never strayed away from it's like, they're still moms. That's a big part of their identity, but they're these fully formed creatures. And so you see all the different emotional things they're going through, all the different things that they want to do. You're seeing them image and realize, oh, I'm more than just a mom. I'm a person again.
Yes.
That arc, oh God,
That
it's
was,
so
like,
good.
That was so good because, like, the moment where, like, Alex's friends, like, ask her, like, but what else are you? Because all she could say was she was a mom. And she's like, I didn't have an answer. And, like, yes, sometimes if you are, like, proudly a mom and that is your number one thing about you, that is okay.
Yeah.
But, like, it also was clearly Imogen hadn't thought she could be anything else.
Exactly. And then her stupid fucking husband is convincing her that this is the best she can be as a mom, but that she doesn't have time because you got 4 fucking children and 2 of them are insane. 2 of them are trying to kill themselves at all times.
I'm like, girl, it's fitting that you're a redhead because I swear,
Yeah.
all the redheads I know, ample children, many children.
But yeah, so this, I know Keelz talked about it a ton. I could talk about it for another 3 hours. I think this was another podcast I said I could have talked about this for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I could have because I am still and will always be obsessed with Mother Lover.
If you want to keep going, keep going. Like, I'll just keep responding. I'm here.
Yeah. But I have written down that I would legit hand this book out to people on the street. And I would because it is one of those books. I don't care who you are. You'll find something you like about it. Mm-hmm. You will find something in it that resonates with you that you like about it. It's that strong. And truthfully, it's for everybody. I feel like I could hand this to a middle schooler and they could read it. I feel like if this were... It's like we all have that one movie that was like rated R, but we watched as a kid. Or like rated PG-13, but we watched as a little kid. This is that book. Yeah. I feel like you could give this to kids and have them read it and they would enjoy it regardless, but maybe not catch on to everything. It's something that I think you could read at different times in your life and understand it better each time. Adults would like it. I'm debating actually giving a copy to my mom because I think she would like it. She's not a big comics fan, but I could give this to my mom. And I think she'd be like, wow, this is really sweet and interesting. I'm like, wow, I can't believe all that. She'd be in it. You know what I mean? I feel like it passes out to so many people, even people who never read queer stories, and not from, shitty perspective, just never think to pick them up. This is the GOAT. This is for everybody. And if you have not picked it up, I'm begging on my hands and knees that you need to pick it up as soon as possible. It's it's beautiful in print. Again, you can still read it for free online. Yeah. Please read it.
Somehow get a hold of this book. But, like, I can't say...
Go to your fucking library. Just go.
Oh, yeah, put it in... Ask your library to do it. Buy the book. Like, I just throw money at this person. They did awesome. Like,
it's great. It's so great. Please. And Lindsay Ishihiro, if you ever drop porn of Imogen and Alex, I will scream, cry, and throw up. So, just letting you know, there's a market for it if you ever feel comfortable doing that.
You might need to find out if she's got a Patreon.
I do believe they have a Patreon. I just don't have Patreon buddy right now, or I would be fist deep. I promise you.
No,
because also they're still running their comic How Baby, which if you're a parent or if you just want to see what parents are dealing with, it's also a good comic. It's like a they think right now they're updating several times a week. They used to do like a daily thing, but adults busy actually, raising a kid kind of thing. Yeah. But How Baby's also beautiful and really, really good story. And then they are working on another long work right now. And that's shaping up to be good because I believe it involves like a mortician or something like that. Sounds cool. And then, of course, if you're a gamer, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist is one of the best written games that I've heard of in a long time. I just got it on Steam recently, and I'm chomping at the bit to dive into it. But multiple people I follow, like ProZD, I think just put it on his like top 5 list for the year of games that he played. It's really that good, and Lindsay is the writer for it. Do that too. Okay? So, There we go.
Yeah.
Mother Lover. Number 1 for me. Number 2 for Keelz.
Barely. Just almost number 1. Just, like, because, like, again, I have been switching Payback and Mother Lover all fucking week since I've had this request. But, like,
it's hard.
I think the only reason I'm not, like, screaming about Payback more is, like, there are still extras coming out, so I'm still, like, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
And, like, I also can't buy a physical copy, but Mother Lover, like, I'll go buy a second copy. Hot damn. Like, we have 2 copies in this house because I knew I couldn't share.
Yeah, we have thems and hers copies.
Yeah. Thems and hers copies, for sure. And I knew I could not share because if I really love it, I have multiple things of it. Like, that's just the fucking truth of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hot damn. But yeah, I want another Mother Lover book, but, like, I don't know. Just, like, spray some mint on it or spritz some gold flecks on it. I'll buy it again.
When we get a house, we'll have a coffee table version of it as well. And force people that come to our place to sit down and read at least a little bit of it and then send them home.
I will. I'll make them read it.
Like, hey, read just, like, the first, like, couple of parts and then go home and read the rest or buy it or whatever you want to do, just do that. Okay. So, with that complete, in our top 5s, I'll probably write these out on whatever social sites or whatever so that you can get into that, and I'll link to the episodes so you can listen to them, link to the comics so you can figure out where you want to read them and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That will all come at that time, but now that we have these done, and we basically had the same list halfway.
We did.
Just in different spots. What are some of the things that you want? What are the things that you're aspiring for the year?
Okay, are we gonna go back and forth with that one too?
No, this is all you.
Oh,
because
okay.
This is my bitch. I think I have gotten exactly what I wanted 43 times.
Okay, I want us to do a comic about polyamory.
Okay.
If you do not have one that you can tell to me, if you have one that you can tell to others, because I know.
I know of one.
I know you know of one, and I don't want to hear about that
Which
one.
Which is fair, because again, it's true crime, but
Yeah, no thank you. But I also have one, and it is technically a sequel book, if you will. Mm-hmm. Chester 5000, XYV, Isabella, and George. I love this comic, and it's written and drawn by Jess Fink. Amazing artist. The first comic is all ink wash with hardly any words. Mm-hmm. The second comic is about the same. Like, hardly any words, all ink wash. Like, fucking suck my dick. It's amazing.
We are Jess Fink fans in this house because yes. I read a lot of their work that they've done for Smut Peddler. Yes. And they'll just do erotic work in general. Right. So we've been fans of Miss Fink for a long time.
Yes, but they have, like, book 2 is great as it continues with some characters from the first book, which is a fun fucking romp. But the second book is, like, I felt like that one is really more of, like, let me emotionally stab you. Mm-hmm. And then, like, show you some complexity. And they've done polyamory stuff for Smut Peddler before. They're very cool about making queer comics that are just kind of like, hey, nothing's going to be defined. It's just queer. Let's just call it that.
That's true.
And I appreciate that because sometimes you can't define your queerness. Like, I could put myself in a box and say, like, I'm bisexual, and I have, I can't remember what it's called now. Bisexual and, like...
Demisexual.
And demisexual, thank you. I was like, bi-friend sexual? I was like, that ain't it.
Close enough.
Close enough, but I'm bisexual, demisexual. I could put myself in a neat little box. But I could not put myself into that box until a year ago. Yeah. I knew I was bisexual, and I was like, there's something going on with my attraction, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Mm-hmm. And then finally, I learned the term demisexual. I was like, that's fucking it. That is it. So, like, I just really appreciate them as an artist, as a writer, as, like, a queer person. Mm-hmm. Fucking love it. And this book, Chester 5000, XYV, Isabel and George, book 2, it is about polyamory. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing. And this one would be hard to do, I think. Yeah. Talking about it. Yeah. But, like, this is one of a couple that are out there. I can't say there's a lot out there.
It is. Hey, it's something I'm looking for. Always. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
It's something we're looking for. But I would love to do a thing with polyamory.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I want my lesbians, I want my gay boys, but I also want my poly people. I want my, like, undefined people. And I think poly is another nice, cool thing to explore.
Yeah.
Like, I like the complications of it. Like, back when Harry Potter was cool, before the Turf Queen, you know, revealed herself, I read so much Golden Trio, like,
I think we all did.
Polyfics. Harry, Hermione, Ron forever. And I still say Harry, Hermione, Ron forever. Let's just, like, pretend J.K. Rowling isn't real.
Let's push her into the sea.
You know, like, lock her somewhere for
If she get
years.
lost at sea, then she's technically still alive until they find her body. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But so that's one thing that I'd like to do more this next year.
Okay. Polyamory. I will look. Okay.
Yeah. So even if you do an episode that's not with me, you have fulfilled that one.
Okay.
Because, like, I just want it out there. I think it's important to talk about.
Sure.
Number 2 thing that I would like, and I originally wrote little guy topping a big guy.
Understandable.
It is my favorite trope. But I'm scratching that off because, like, I have this other idea that I think would be better. I want us to talk more about comics that have queer themes that maybe, like, they're still ongoing or they existed when we were kids but don't exist now. Because I think some of those are important. Maybe we can't show you anymore, but let's talk about a few of them. Okay. Let's talk about Fox and Colin. Let's talk about Oh Joy Sex Toy. Like,
yeah, some of the ones you're mentioning are really difficult to do. Is part of the reason why they haven't come up.
Those would probably have to, like, go in, like, special episodes when we just can do something short.
Yeah, because even with Oh Joy Sex Toy, that's there's so much.
Yes.
And there's so many things that
I think that would just
are going on.
I think, like, how you would do that episode is we give you a summary of what it is, and then we highlight some episodes we like. Because I'm going to tell you a little bit about Oh Joy Sex Toy now. Erica Moen is a married queer woman, and they do sex toy reviews, but they also have queer individuals come on and give sex toy reviews. But not just that, but also, like, hey, I'm trans and this was my experience in this section. Or I'm gay and this was my experience.
Oh Joy Sex Toy is almost more like a serialized magazine than it is a webcomic. It's done in webcomic format, but it is like a serialized magazine because they have collaborators come on all the time and do their thing. I know Jay Pollock regularly works for Oh Joy Sex Toy and will talk about his experience as, like, a trans man and, like, how he's doing, but also the sexual side of it. And then he'll also just do fun comics about trans experience. So you probably know an artist who's done something for Oh Joy Sex Toy, especially if you like erotica or smut.
Yeah. Like, Jess Fink has also done stuff for them.
Absolutely.
Like, and then Erica Moen's own comics. Amazing. Because they talk about queer experiences they had. Like, I learned the term love from them, which is, like, lesbian until graduation. Girl, I tried to be that in college. I was like, cool, I'm going to get all my lesbianism out now. And then I'm going to be a straight person after. Fool. Well, like, I thought I could wear the mask of straight for forever, and I was wrong.
Nothing about you feels
straight.
But,
like, the point is, that comic affected my life in a very small way. I think, like, if we could talk about these comics that maybe they don't have complete stories, maybe they don't have wide ranges of books, but, like, they're on our side. They are the allies of comics. Like, so I'd love to talk about, like, websites who maybe they don't have the books or they're not doing the standalone story. Maybe it's just little snippets, but I think they're also important to how they shape queer lives.
Right. Okay.
Would love to talk about those.
Okay.
And then the third thing I want is more Western comic books.
Okay.
I have submitted a few Western comic books to you that we have not read yet. Oh, there is one comic about, like, supernatural witches kind of thing that I gave you. I love that comic so much, and that is very much a story that's, like, story first, queerness second, but, like, it's definitely a comic that's, like, the queerness still matters. It's still important, but, like, here's this important story. We just happen to put queer people in it. I love comics like that. And there's, like, quite a few Western stories out there that are just, like, they're comics and, like, they're important. Even if it's just a short little snippet. Look, we could pull a Deadpool comic and, like, talk about his, like, romance that he's had with Cable and, like, with other characters. We could go find them. There's, like, intimate stuff.
I'll be honest with you, I don't want to do any Marvel comics at all.
That's fine.
Oh, excuse me. Specifically, I will do Marvel or DC comics if they are not their superhero imprint. Only because I find that it's, one, extremely difficult sometimes to find what you're looking for.
Yes.
Because once it's out of print, sometimes it's out of print. And then 2, they're pissing me off.
Yes.
The companies themselves
I
are pissing me off.
but you know I would love to go over, like, Harley and Poison Ivy, who are... There is a particular comic done by one of my, like, favorite artists, and I can't say his name. It's so terrible.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, because he and his wife both do... The Sedgicks.
Yeah.
He and his wife both do comics, and they're both very good at doing comics.
It's the Sedgicks?
Sedgicks. The Sedgicks is what I was saying. Yeah.
The husband, I adore him. He, like, reignited my love for Harley and Poison Ivy again. And, like, I just really feel strongly about, like, talking about some of these comics that are, like, they're Western and they've got this going on. Because there's a few of them. And then some of them are just queer, or maybe it's, like, where... Here's some a little, but not enough. And it's like, those stories are important too. We don't have to do a lot of them. But I'd love to hear more, like, Western comics. Because, like, I will say, like, there's still, like, times when people are definitely, like, gay baiting. Or they put it there to make someone shut up. But the point is, it's still there. And it's still important to someone. And I'd love to discuss a few of those.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, one last thing. One last thing. I would not mind it if we, on occasion, did books.
Okay.
Like, and hear me out. This is, like, not for the future of this year, but maybe down the road. I feel like we might actually start running out of comics that people can read. Because we're trying to do comics that you can read legally and buy. But we don't want to pitch comics that you can only read illegally, because we want you to support the authors and the artists.
Yeah, I generally want people to get paid about this, which is why we're pitching things that are in print, or I know that they still have licenses on some online website right now.
Like Tapas or Webtoons or something like that. But, like, I do feel like, especially with how things are, we might run out of comics to talk about. I would love it if we traipsed into some queer novels.
Okay.
Like, Lemon has already given us a good series.
Captive Prince, of course. The OG. Prince. One of the pinnacles of...
Heated Rivalries is good this year. And maybe those episodes come out, like, later, like, once a month sort of thing. Like, we give ourselves a month or however long.
I can't promise shit. I will tell you I can't promise shit, only because I got stuff going on. But I can't promise shit.
Yeah.
Comics are easier
Comics
right now.
Comics are easier, but this is more for the future. Yeah. This is for, like, if you get a wild hair, you're like, man, I want an excuse to read Heated Rivalry. Okay, girl, here's your excuse.
I don't need an excuse. I'm just stupid.
Well, like, I do sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm doing so much work that, like, I have stuff that I want to read for fun, but I'm busy doing my reading for work. And then I'm like, I need an excuse to get that book over here. So I'm giving you an excuse. I would not mind it if every now and then we did, like, a novel. Okay. And we could try one of the shorter ones, like The Captive Prince is 3 books. So, like, we could, like, that could be later. We could go find a queer one that is only 1 book. And I have a couple on my Audible right now that are just, like, 1 book. But, yeah, so, like, I'm totally cool if, like, at one point you're like, I've read this book. It's got queers in it. I want us to talk about it. Sure. I am down for that so hard. Okay. Yeah. All right. So those are my things.
We'll see how those go, because just like with New Year's resolutions, shit happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes quests are more difficult than you're thinking, because absolutely...
I think mine are a little difficult. I think I gave you stuff for, like, long term.
You gave me at least... You gave me 3 that are actually hard.
Yeah, I think the only one that might be easy is the polyamory one.
No, it's not. And I will explain to you off pod why, because it's not like I don't look, actually, probably once every couple months.
I know. But in my brain, I'm like, you have one, you just have to tell someone else.
Right, which is oh god, and that one's a whole shit mess.
It's a
doozy. It's true crime central. You give me some tough ones, so I will see...
Yeah, they're not easy to fulfill wishes, but, like, that's what a wish is sometimes. It's a wish.
Yeah. We're putting these out into the ether so that hopefully something will show up like that and I will have access to it. I am going to deliver on small top, big bottom. It's not going to be as explicit, I think, as you would want it to be, but I can deliver on that.
That's not even on my list for real anymore. I took it off, but I'm happy.
I'm taking it seriously because it is something that I am also always looking for as well. So, yeah. but I got that in the bank.
Yep.
So, and that's going to probably be a Lemon-related situation, so you'll get to see her back for that too. But
Nice.
well, I'll take all these into consideration. We'll put these wishes out in the ether. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping and praying that I get another 40 episodes done this year. Since we are wrapping up at this point, because I've got your ideas in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Since we're wrapping up, I do have to let y'all know here, and I will expand on this a little bit more on Bluesky especially, but I have health stuff going on. This is going to be one of the episodes for this month. There's going to be one other episode that drops this month. I do not currently know what February looks like, but we may be down to 2 episodes again for February, just because my health stuff is continuing, and I don't know when that's going to kind of end or wrap up. Mm-hmm. We'll see. So this is probably going to be a lower output year compared to last year. Even how many episodes I got out in December, I was shocked. So, things are just what they are. So it's still going to be weird. I'll keep you guys abreast as we're going through it. But I do just hope that we have another solid year of talking about gay shit.
Yeah.
And enjoying each other's company as we talk about gay shit. Hoping to have some more guests on and stuff like that. I have my own personal moonshots that I'm not sharing that I also am wishing out into ether. There's a couple guests I would like to have. We'll see what happens kind of thing. But ultimately, I do gotta extend a thank you again for everyone who's decided to listen this year. Everyone who is going back through and giving it a good go right now. I really appreciate y'all jumping on with this. I appreciate y'all listening to us yap for this long.
Yeah.
And I'm truly excited to do some more gay shit in the new year. So, yeah. Thanks for coming along with us. If y'all want to drop your top 5 in a comment or on a Bluesky or on Tumblr or whatever, if you have a top 5 out of what we've covered, cool. If you just want to give your top 5 things that you've read this year that had queer shit in it, please do.
Please.
Especially if we haven't covered it, maybe that's something I'm going to tap into. Because my mind hole is wide open to put more, just stuff more queer content into.
Mm-hmm. My ears and holes are open.
Every hole is, anyway.
Every hole wants more queerness. So,
yeah.
If you got them, share them.
Well, if you guys want more hole from us, you can find us on our Bluesky and on our Tumblr, both at hole-chat. We also have an email, so if you have a serious inquiry, if you know somebody that you would like us to see if we can get a guest on, though no promises, because who the fuck are we? If you know anything like that, if you have a deeper inquiry, whatever, you can email us at hole.chat.69@gmail.com. As we were saying, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sharing us with folks. Continue to share. You never know. Your dad might like this. Your boss might like that. I mean, maybe not give it to your boss at work, off the clock. If you're friends with your boss, maybe give it to your boss. But, you never know who's going to want to listen to this, enjoy this kind of thing.
Don't play us during a board meeting.
That would be really fucking funny. Tell me if you do it, but don't do it. I'm not encouraging you. But if it happens, please tell me. If this accidentally played in the car on your family road trip to go visit your grandparents, please tell me.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny. I'm sorry, but it's really fucking funny. But yeah, every share that you guys give us, every like that you give us, every time you, hit a reblog, hit a repost, whatever, that does us good and makes us really happy. I am, again, going to shout out the person who's been commenting on a lot of our Spotify episodes. I love you so much. It's been so nice to chat with you and to hear your opinions, so thank you so much for doing that. Please, we love comments.
Yeah, we are delighted when people interact or say something. I love that shit. My wife loves that shit. We love hearing from y'all when you feel like chatting to us or
no pressure,
emailing us. I get it. We're all introverts, extroverts, whatever. We're all hiding sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you feel like saying something, we don't bite. I might, but not
in a hot way.
In a hot way. In a hot way. But yeah, it's been a pretty cool year. This has been very fun because as I've said a few times in the episodes, I got kind of burnt out of reading yaois and yuris because 90s and 2000 yaoi was rough. Mm-hmm. It was rough. It was, a lot of them were bad, and there were not sites that told you if something was bad. Now, oh my gosh, I can go to websites that tell me all the warnings, all the triggers. Thank God those exist now. But back then it was just let's find out. Oh, I traumatized myself. Mm-hmm. And that's just how it is. So this has been a really fun project for me to kind of dip my toe back in it because I love reading. I love stories. I love romance. I just got so burnt out. So this has been so fun to kind of reintroduce me into things that I would love.
Yeah. So I won this year. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back with you another week or so. And that's all we got for you guys today. So tighten up.
Tighten up.